Yo, what is up, everybody? I want to welcome you guys back to my YouTube channel, Hemi. If you can, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys 5 mods that is best for the 6.4 Hemi. Now, this is just my opinion. This is performance related and nothing too crazy. Because let's be honest, any motor that you pull out and stroke, bore it, all that stuff, it's going to be much better than the OEM motor. So we're not even going to go that route with this one. This is going to be just stock motor. I wish I could show you guys myself and the motor. I mean, this is me standing straight up and how I am with the car. So I have to go like this. So the first thing I recommend you grab for the 6.4 motor is going to be a set of headers and catless mid pipes. From what I've done research on and what I've heard, stock headers and just straight catless, you don't really get a whole lot of gains from it. The long tooth is where it's at on these motors, unless you're going boost like a turbo or something, but that's completely out of the question. This is just kind of for an NA build, so definitely grab you a set of long tube headers. There's a ton of good brands out there, JBA, Cooks, American Racing. BBK is okay. I have a set right now. I haven't had any issues with them, but I know the gaskets on those things, are like the ones that they send with them, are horrible. So yeah, man, a set of headers will definitely wake this motor up. It'll bring it on a lot of torque and a lot of power in the low end. So it's just a win-win situation. So while we're right here, that leads me to the next one, which is a oil catch can. There's a ton of brands out there that you can get, name brand or aftermarket. This one's just one from Amazon and it works just fine. But you'll definitely want to grab one of these. Just keeps your motor healthy, keeps your motor clean. The next thing you want to get is a tire for the back. Now this isn't an ET or a radial or anything like that. This is just a street tire. It's a 305 Pirelli Zero. It doesn't do too bad, but I got a drag pack on the way and that's going to be much better. And that's what I'm kind of recommending for these, for the 6.4 setups. They make so much torque and they spin so much. It's just better to put a drag pack in the back, probably like a 17 by 10. Or I'd say, yeah, I'd do a 17 by 10. And I really like the Ventura welds. Man, those things look super clean to me. I don't know why I like them. Just like the black spokes and the silver, like the silver around the rim, man, it just looks super clean. So that's probably the setup I'm gonna have in the rear of this car. I'll probably have it by next spring, I'd say. I'm not really gonna focus on it in the winter time. But yeah, definitely for the next spring, I'll have a drag pack. But as you should get one too, if you have a 6.4, you're just gonna, even on like stock, they come with 245s, I think, maybe 275s, I can't remember. That's like way too small of a tire. Putting down all that torque and stuff, you're gonna need a bigger tire than that. Personally, I think a 305 is perfect for them because they'll just hook and go, but it's up to you, personal preference. So second to last thing you want to do for your 6.4 motor, and I recommend this for pretty much every motor that I talk about with people, is a camshaft. The camshaft in this motor, it's not a bad camshaft. I ran it in my 5.7, but it's still good for a 6.4 motor, but I just feel like that's one of the small weak points. You can make a whole lot more power, and the way the power comes on in these motors with the camshaft it's pretty sweet. There's all types of camshafts out there. Currently, I have a Texas Speed custom grind that I got from 797 Performance, but you can go with Cam Motion, Comp Cams, Texas Speed. I'm sure I'm leaving some out. MMX. There's a bunch, man. A lot of off-the-shelf cams. But I like custom grind. I kind of wanted a better top end for this thing. That's kind of what this thing's set up for. I mean, the top end on it stock was pretty sweet, but it's just way better with this. Definitely do your research before you just go and buy any camshaft and throw it in your motor. You want everything to work properly. I did that. I didn't do my research. The 6.4 cam that I threw in my motor was fine on my 5.7. It just, I could have done all that work. I easily could have put a larger camshaft in there and made a lot more power. But back to the motor, back to the research. Just do your research, like if you want chop, like a low B idle, sacrifice low end, sacrifice top end, be consistent. It's just something to dive into and take your time and learn, because it's like a camshaft is super important. And I'm not saying like camshafts off the shelf don't work and all that. They work great. There's been a lot of 1,000 horsepower builds. I mean, maybe not 1,000, but there's been a lot of high horsepower builds with off-the-shelf cams. But what I'm just kind of understand the numbers is what I'm trying to say, like the lifts, intake and exhaust, the LSAs, all that good stuff. But it will 110% wake this motor up. I didn't drive this motor with a stock cam, but I've driven a Scat Pack before and rode in one, and I can tell a huge difference. The way the power comes on in this thing, man, it's insane. like I'll hit the gas and it takes off, and then once it gets to like 4,500 RPMs, 4,000, 4,500, it just takes off even more. It's kind of like a turboed car almost, like how the power comes or the boost comes on a little later. But yeah, it's sweet. And finally, the last thing you do to tie all those things together is get yourself a good tuner. You can either do email tuning or dyno tuning. Currently, I do email tuning. I go through Dave Katz at EFI Specialties, but there are thousands of tuners out there. Just look up, well, just do your research. Again, like I said, look up tuners near me. Do your research on the shops. Look what kind of cars they tune, which ones they specialize in. Me personally, I just like going to strictly Mopar. If I were to go to a dyno tune, because that's who I'd want like tuning it. But now that when I do the email tuning and stuff, it's cool because Dave, he specializes in Mopar and he's super, super good. Email tuning is super convenient. It takes a little bit longer to get the car dialed in. That's the only thing I hate about it, is just like the whole tuning process of it and blah, blah, blah. But it's not bad. Having a good tuner like Dave, it makes it a lot easier. But a dyno tune, it would, excuse me, a dyno tune would, it'd take a lot less time. It'd be dialed in almost perfectly, considering the shop, like the work they do and all that stuff. But yeah, definitely get a tune for these motors. It'll really wake it up. I believe stock they run on 93. 93 makes good power on these motors, don't get me wrong. I know a couple buddies running 91 and their scats move out, but I'm currently running E85, full E85 on this motor. The motor loves it. It makes a ton of power on this thing. So it's just a lot of fun. Maybe you're considering E85. If you do, get a set of injectors and a fuel pump. I made a video on both. Check those out on my channel. So even a 93 tuner really wake these motors up. Just the timing, the spark, and all that good stuff. You can make some power, man. Seriously, these motors are a lot of fun. I know everybody hates on them and hate on the weight of the car and they're slow and all this stuff, but they're really, really fun motors, man. Like, not everybody's out here trying to be the fastest. Not everybody's trying to set records and break times. Like, people just like doing this for fun, like myself, and just having a sweet car, man. It's just really what it's all about. So, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this quick video of my favorite mods for the 6.4 Hemi performance-wise and the ones that you should do. I hope you guys consider these, and I hope this video helped you out. Sorry, it's like really bright back there. But I hope this video helped you out, maybe take a step in the right direction. It was nothing too crazy. Let me know if you guys want to see more in-depth mods and all that stuff. I can do all that. But with that being said, I do appreciate you guys stopping by and checking out this video. If you can, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.